Hi guys, I'm David and this is Jeanette. Together we are Low Range 4x4 Adventures. For the last few years we have been doing some epic trips to amazing locations across Australia. Subscribe and like our videos and hit the notification bell to join us on our adventures. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. Welcome back to the channel, and we're just doing a little bit of modifications on the Colorado, getting ready for our big trip. So what I've done so far is stuck in a footwell water tank, 40 litre water tank. We've pulled all the back seats out, and we're going to build in a floor and some shelving and stuff like that to pull our stuff in when we're traveling. So as you can see here, we've got the footwell water tank. It's got a basically both sides joined together, and it'll have a pump sitting in down here, which is a pressure pump, and a little tap will be built into the floor, so we've got water there on demand basically when we for drinking water, extra drinking water. We've pulled all the back seats out, seat belts have got to come out, and I'm currently in the process of cutting some MDF to make a floor. So I've sort of made up the size we need, which is the floor about 1830 by 860 by 1820 by 860. We'll cut out for the bits in the back of the car there, and yeah. So what I've done is measured up the floor space, and this is going to mount sitting on top of the water tank. There'll be a hole cut out for the filler and a hole for the tap where the tap's going in it. Just basically fitted it all up before, cutting out and rounding off the corners, cutting out space. Then we've got to work out the bolt holes. Going to use the original seat mount bolt holes, and also some angle brackets off the side of the water tank onto the underside of the floor. Apparently the bottom of a teacup is the perfect size for the rounded off corners on this, so works pretty good. There's a little template for the jigsaw. So what I'm doing now, I've just got to round it off all the corners. That's a cutout for in the back, in the middle of the back wall, and this here is a cutout around the console so we can get into the PowerPoint at the bottom of the console. So I'm just going to do that now. Hey guys, well, so I got a little carried away with the build out of the Colorado. Last time you saw this, we were building the floor section for it. So since then I've built a whole cabinet storage area, and we're starting to carpet all the stuff now. So I'll just give you a quick look at what we're doing there. Obviously right now we've sort of got the floor section set up there. That's the pressure pump for the water tank in the footwell. Which is all wired up and ready to go now. Got a bit of carpet going on there on the top surface, and this is the storage cabinet area, which is going in the driver's side rear on top of that floor. That's for our clothes to go in, and that's going to be all carpeted. So Jeanette's just spray gluing the cabinet and the carpet so we can stick the glue to it. Pretty straightforward job, just a bit time consuming because every time you glue a surface and stick it together, it's got to sort of sit with weight on it for about 12 hours. So you have to glue both surfaces, the carpet and the cabinet, and then that sticks really well, bonds really well. So good job, bub. We're just running the carpet up both sides of the new cabinet and gluing it, and it's got to be laid out nice and flat, get the corner nice and square, which Jeanette's doing, which has come up bloody beautiful, and she'll just put a bit of pressure across it to make it nice and flat and sticky. Then we'll put some weight on it and leave it for a few hours to cure, and we can do the next bits. So we've completed the floor. You can see the water tank underneath there. It's a pressure pump, so it's unplugged at the moment because the water tank's empty, and it'll just run with, because no pressure. And the floor attaches to the water tank, which gives it 40 kilos of weight holding it, and then it hangs off the seat bolts at the back. The cabinet I made is going to go over on that side, a stack of tubs on this side. Okay guys, so we finally finished all the build out of the Colorado a couple of weeks ago, actually a few weeks ago. We got that all sorted out, and I'm just going to go through with you now and show you what the completed product looks like, and how it's come up and what we're actually using it all for. So basically, last time you would have seen the floor was in, you saw the water tank and everything, so that's all in there. We're using that Waco Cool Power basically as a for the charging station, which is all up here above the custom hat rack, is our charging station for all our drones, cameras, etc. Everything all charges up in there. Drone batteries, drone controller, mics, lights, batteries for the little Osmo Actions that we use for all our video, which are awesome cameras. And we've got this little frame here, which we've got 3 boxes sit in there. They have our winter clothes, our extra shoes, some extra bits and pieces all go in those frames, and Jeanette's just going to chuck a couple in there now so you can see how they sit. I'll pop around the other side and just show you the cabinet that we were building previously. So you would have seen when we were carpeting that, and we're carpeted all this here, and that's where we're going to sort of store all our clothes. This little spot underneath where the water tank is, between the water tank and the floors, actually come in pretty handy. I've got a fishing rod stuck up in there and an umbrella half the time, which is pretty cool. So yeah, and then again you can see the charging area up there. So that's all worked out pretty good. And in between that cabinet and the boxes, which Jeanette's just put one in. And just in the section in the middle there, we've got a little Waco like thermal cooler that we're going to sit in there. I'll just grab that and chuck it in just so you can see how it fits. Okay, so I've just popped that fridge in, and it's just a little 21 litre thermal Waco thermal cooler. Works pretty good. It gets quite cool when you've got the aircon on in the car and stuff, and it's got a reasonable bit of capacity in it. We're mostly going to use it for just sticking our lunch and a couple of drinks and bits and pieces in. So
we did originally have 3 of these tubs, but we found that they do tend to move around a bit too much, and particularly with the roundabouts down here. So we're just going to put the 2 in, we think, and with the 3rd one was a little bit hard to get out too. We had to get it out over the front seat, but 2 seemed to sit there really nice. We didn't want to really worry about strapping stuff down and mucking around like that. So it gives us plenty of storage. You can fit a few bits and pieces, first aid kits there where we can grab it really quickly if we need to. So yeah, this has been great. It's yeah, we've only used it a couple of times, but it's working so far.
So that's all the goodies and all the mods on the Colorado. We are looking at a couple other bits and pieces, but we'll touch on them in the videos to come. Once again, if you guys are enjoying the the videos we're doing and stuff. Any ideas, any suggestions, put them down in the comments of stuff you'd like us to do. And also, if you can throw us a thumbs up and hit that notification bell so you get all the rest of our content when we put it up, so you know when we put videos on. That'd be awesome.